To understand where crypto is actually going, you must drop the noise of the hype cycle and look at the foundation. The problem is, separating the marketers from the actual engineers is incredibly difficult. We are constantly told to look past the token charts and find the real builders, but it's hard to know exactly who to track. To cut through the static, we are pulling from a comprehensive new research report by the Clawd Auto Research Agent. We are counting down the definitive top 5 women in crypto under the age of 30. This radar chart maps out our methodology. We evaluate founders across 4 criteria: ecosystem influence, community regard, character, and merit-based achievements. We skip automated financial scores because building reliable infrastructure requires weighing human trade-offs, like choosing between rapid scale and operational security. Applying these 4 metrics reveals an interesting reality. The most powerful young women in crypto right now aren't chasing engagement on Twitter. They are quietly building the industry's deep plumbing. Coming in at number 5 is Mara Schmidt, the CEO and co-founder of Alluvial and the Liquid Collective protocol. Schmidt focuses entirely on institutional liquid staking. That means she builds the compliant, highly transparent architecture that banks and enterprise asset managers require before they will commit their Ethereum to the network. To get legacy finance on board, you need deep credibility. Her background includes LSE honors and consulting at PwC, which gave her the exact vocabulary needed to earn the trust of strict enterprise custodians. She made a clear trade-off in her career strategy. She skipped the rapid, flashy retail adoption phase to methodically secure highly regulated, slow-moving institutional buy-in. Looking at her radar chart, we see heavy spikes in character and merit. While she is likely just over 30 right now, she built this resume entirely in her 20s, firmly establishing her as the top institutional player for her age cohort. Jumping to number 4, we have Cindy Liao and Drift Labs, representing the exact opposite playbook. Liao took an aggressive path, scaling an unproven perpetuals exchange on Solana into a massive protocol, processing over $100 billion in cumulative trading volume. But that extreme growth came with heavy friction. Operational security gaps and a compromised admin key led to a massive $285 million exploit, completely draining the protocol in April 2026. What happened next salvaged her standing. Instead of going quiet, she took immediate public responsibility and coordinated a $147.5 million recovery effort alongside Tether to compensate users. This chart visualizes that exact double-edged sword. She hits the absolute ceiling on influence and scale, suffers a severe penalty for the security failure, and manages to stabilize the damage through responsible crisis management. At number 3 is Asta Lee, the co-founder and CTO of Privy. Privy tackles a highly unglamorous problem: embeddable wallet infrastructure. Instead of making users download complex browser extensions, her tools allow developers to integrate crypto wallets invisibly into normal apps. She spent her time at Cornell studying mechanical aerospace engineering before moving to self-driving technology at Uber. She targets hard, tangible engineering problems, not passing market trends. Because her tech works reliably, developers adopted it fast. By mid-2025, Privy was quietly powering over 75 million accounts across more than 1,000 different developer teams. That quiet utility resulted in the ultimate payoff. Legacy payments giant Stripe acquired Privy in 2025 to serve as the baseline architecture for their entire Web3 expansion. This mapping shows a perfectly balanced profile. You do not need to be a famous consumer brand if you can build the foundational code that legacy tech giants desperately need. Taking the number 2 spot is Uma Roy, the co-founder and CEO of Succinct. Roy operates in highly complex technical territory. She builds open-source architecture that allows regular developers to use advanced zero-knowledge cryptography without needing a PhD in math to understand it. Her product hit a major milestone by achieving real-time Ethereum proving, a benchmark the industry thought was years away. That execution secured $43 million in funding from Paradigm, one of the most selective venture firms in the space. Her path to crypto was highly academic. She grew up in Iran, moved to Canada, completed a master's at MIT, and worked through an AI residency at Google Brain before tackling cryptography. Engineers trust her entirely because she ships transparent, working code. Her credibility relies 0% on token economics and 100% on technical output. Her chart maxes out cleanly on community regard and technical merit. It proves that pure execution generates its own gravity and commands respect from developers, even if the retail market doesn't fully grasp the math. Which brings us to number 1, Calidora Kiernan-Lin, the CEO and co-founder of Ostium Labs. Her inputs are deeply unconventional. Before crypto, she trained at the highest levels of classical dance, an environment that filters for extreme physical and mental discipline. She carried that discipline from the stage into neuroscience at Harvard, eventually applying her data rigor as a quantitative researcher at Bridgewater, one of the strictest institutional investors on the planet. At Ostium, she is tackling the perpetual fractionalization of real-world assets. She is building a functioning derivatives exchange that takes non-crypto assets, like physical commodities and global equity indices, and brings them securely on-chain. The broader market clearly buys her vision. By late 2025, Ostium locked in a $20 million Series A led by institutional heavyweights like General Catalyst. Looking at the final synthesis, her chart dominates all 4 axes. She merges extreme operational discipline with a product-first culture, giving her the most well-rounded footprint in the industry. These 5 founders act as distinct blueprints for navigating modern Web3. They prove that creating lasting value means stepping away from token speculation and committing to complex structural problems. If you are looking for non-controversial, deeply technical role models, track the open-source execution of Uma Roy and Calidora Kiernan-Lin. If you want to build products that legacy tech companies will eventually need to buy, study the invisible integration playbook used by Asta Lee. We laid out the metrics, but now it's your turn. If you think a specific under 30 founder was snubbed from this ranking, drop their name and their project in the comments. Let us know who we missed. The full Claude Auto Research Agent data report is linked in the description below. Keep building, and we'll see you in the next one.